causing division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden.
Oh, switch of pace again. Because if we do not accept all of us, if we do not love us, why would anyone else care about us? We have to care about us. We have to love ourselves the most. Because we can only love others if we love ourselves. And unless we learn to love ourselves first and foremost, we will never learn how to receive love. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a UPenn educated psychotherapist and your favorite yapper. I have been waiting to react to Hi Ren by Ren for some time now, given how mental health driven and psychologically sound the song is, and many people have asked me to react to it, so here we are. Assassination Zero is a sponsored tier highlight of today's video. I appreciate your support. Join our Patreon or YouTube community and memberships for exclusive content, early access, and Discord community. Welcome, sit back, and I hope you my first reaction to music content and the song Hi Ren by Ren. I've never seen any music video that starts like this. Whoa. Hi Ren. Ooh. Something about acoustics. It's just different than electric guitars. Of course, there are different purposes, but something about acoustic, it just hits your soul different. Am I the only one feels that way about acoustic? Ooh. I see one of the earrings is a cross. Of course, I am the master of overanalysis, so I can be overthinking. So I wonder if that cross represents redemption, sacrifice, like a redemption arc, like a chance of renewal, salvation. I love the guitar face. You guys know about the John Lennon guitar face, like. Wow, long setup. Very catchy.
Hi there, Ren. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you?
Hi Ren, it's been a while. You thought you buried me? What does that say? It talks about the complexities of a human nature. We call that the shadow self by Carl Jung right here. Very famous psychotherapist and psychiatrist, one of the forefathers of psychotherapy. Carl Jung postulated about the shadow type right here. Shadow type is what? Every person, as long as you're not a vampire, because vampires don't have shadows, at least according to the rumors in the streets and the legends, unless you're a vampire, you have a shadow. Shadow type represents parts and aspects of ourselves we do not enjoy. The good, the bad, and the ugly. All of us are comprised of these three parts and different identities. But what is harder to accept, let alone embrace? The bad and the ugliness within us. Maybe the secrets we're holding on to. Maybe the parts of ourselves we're not proud of, even feel guilty, even ashamed. That's what Ren is saying right now. You thought you buried me? Hey, it's been a while. Many of us try to bury our shadow types, the ugliness and the bad within us. We want to bury it deep, deep inside. We don't want to share that with anyone. But of course, humans are extremely complex. We are multifaceted. We are multidimensional. We can be a good father, but a horrible employee. We can be a great husband, but a bad brother, or vice versa. That doesn't mean we are bad. It just means we are complex because humans are complex. So we cannot bury our shadows, the parts we don't enjoy. We can do that for a short duration. We can do that for some time, but we can't bury it long enough because that will eventually spill out. It will eventually permeate through other aspects of our life. That's why we can never compartmentalize ourselves because we are whole. Ourselves are whole.
Risky, cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Rent on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me.
So, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am a clinical psychotherapist, like I talked about in my introduction. And I work in the forensic setting. So I work with individuals with severe mental illnesses, SMI, quite often. That could be schizophrenia, that could be bipolar personality disorder, that could be borderline personality disorders, and so on. I work with all clusters A, B, and C right here, clusters A, B, and C per DSM-5. I wonder if this song and this monologue through this song expression format is talking about, I guess, two potential diagnoses comes to my mind, although I will need way more clinical data. First one is potentially schizophrenia. It could be schizoaffective. There's numerous different schizotype. And again, people are not schizophrenic. It's people and individuals are struggling with schizophrenia. Schizophrenia or any other labels or any other diagnosis do not define us. They're parts of us, just like people with asthma. That doesn't define them. So why should mental health conditions and diagnoses define people? They do not. But schizophrenia, in the most simplified term, is people who hear auditory hallucinations, even visual hallucinations right here, auditory and visual hallucinations. Colloquially, people who hear voices, people who see things and entities that other people don't see because of neurological disorders, different brain chemical imbalances, a lot of trauma usually. Most of these personality disorders are byproduct of trauma that's larger than we are, full stop. So Ren might be responding to one of his voices. A second possibility is DID right here, dissociative identity disorder. It was formerly known as multi-personality disorder. It was revised in DSM-5 to dissociative personality disorder, DID, because it's not really an accurate representation. But again, colloquially and simply put, not to get too nerdy and clinical, it's called DID because an individual could have different, very distinct dissociative personality type. Based on my DSM-5 knowledge, that's the sense I'm getting.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill.
We do see Ren looking at somewhere as if he's talking to this Ren 2.0.
And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill.
So Ren's also saying that he's been taking the advice of his therapist that he's ill. I would never call one of my clients ill or mentally ill because of the stigma. But of course, mental illness is just the same as physical illness, like a cold. But because of stigmatized, the term is, I usually use just mental health conditions, going through mental health situations, just to empower the clients and individuals. So I'll never call my clients ill, just personally. But that is a very good feedback from the therapist that taking some alone time is spending time with ourselves. That's part of the acceptance work. How can you accept the good, the bad, and the ugly? How can you accept all of yourselves if you're not spending time alone? And being alone is not the same as feeling lonely. Aloneness is not the same as loneliness.
And you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is
So now Ren is talking from the other perspective as if it's responding back to Ren. So it's having like a mono single dialogue.
perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place.
It's always an eternal battle, the push and pull. Ren wants to do better. They want to adhere to medication. They want to show up to therapy. They want to release their energies. They want to seek techniques. But the voices are attacking. They're defending. It's always back and forth.
And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me, I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one, so you see. You gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Where are your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it.
That's true. That's just very cool. That was a very meta lyric that people connect him, people really respect him. I mean, this music video has 57 million views in 2 years. Ren obviously has 2.3 million subscribers, and obviously this music is powerful that so many people have been talking about it 2 years later. It's still circulating on the internet. Viewers suggested this music video to me. I heard about this without knowing Ren. So it's true. It's not the most popular. It's not the most catchy. It doesn't follow the blueprints. It doesn't have the statistics, but it resonates, it connects. That's the power of music. And I wonder if that's a symbolism in the beginning of this music video where Ren was being pushed into the wheelchair but had a guitar. That yes, he might be a patient, he might be ill, but he still has music as a bridge. Because music is a bridge that connects people. It has a power of unity.
And for me, that's enough, because this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, get it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done pre.
Let me break this fourth dimension by talking about the song that they're in and talking and filming in real time. Whoa!
It's a battle with the subconscious. Eminem did it. Played on guitar. Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore.
Many of us, and if not all of us, all have inner criticism. Our inner voice that criticizes us. You're worthless. You're not loved. Nobody cares about you. You are all alone. How many of us can you relate? We have all this inner criticism, inner voice. It's not to this extent. But don't many of us berate ourselves, beat ourselves up after mistakes all the time? I think that's the relatability of this song. We all hear voices, not like clinical voices, but we all hear inner voices. I hope we can be a little bit kinder, a little bit nicer, a little bit more gentle with ourselves. Because if we do not accept all of us, if we do not love us, why would anyone else care about us? We have to care about us. We have to love ourselves the most. Because we can only love others if we love ourselves. And unless we learn to love ourselves first and foremost, we will never learn how to receive love. Because the first relationship we have in this world is relationship with ourselves. The last person we will be dying with is also with ourselves. Relationship with ourselves is the most important relationship. Because if we are broken with ourselves, all the other relationships will be broken. Because we project what we lack.
Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves. And I'll shake up the whole world beneath it. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually you say it instead of music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
Whoa, do you know how impressive it is for him to change his tempo mid-singing and just start talking, conversating, and then going back to playing? Yo, Ren is a music genius. He is a creative genius. That switch of tempo is so impressive.
I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then. Let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it. Watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. News.
Wow.
I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden.
Oh, switch of pace again. Now he's talking about his existed since the dawn of creation, the Genesis. That's a biblical reference and callback. I'm the reason for treason. I wonder what it or he represents right now. The original sin? The human nature?
I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings, I am sin, with no rhyme or reason.
I am sin. Called it.
Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips, so you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble.
My name is stitched to your lips so you can see. That's an Antichrist reference. If you watch a lot of like the devil, demon themed movies with biblical references, usually inside a lot of, I guess, people who are possessed by demons, if you open their inner lips, they're usually like a name or like Antichrist, the name of the demon or the devil tattooed inside the lips.
Normal, you wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend.
That's exactly what I said, right? None of us hear voices in a clinical sense, but we are we. I am you, you are me. We are us. We cannot segregate and separate and erase the parts of us, the shadow types that we dislike. We cannot separate and extract and exercise, pun intended, the ugliness and the bad within us. Only way is acceptance. Doesn't mean we have to like it. Doesn't mean we have to embrace externally the parts we're trying to shove away and exercise out. No, but we can coexist with it. We can learn to accept it. We can learn to dance with it. Because to become the best versions of ourselves, we have to accept all of ourselves. Otherwise, cognitive dissonance right here. Dissonance and emotional incongruences definition right here will have detrimental health impact. Emotional incongruences means our actions and our emotions are not aligned. They're not consistent. And that has a lot of implications behaviorally, psychologically, emotionally. And I think aside from the sin, aside from the devil, aside from the Antichrist references Ren is making, I think it's speaking to all of us that we have to accept all of us. I am you, you are me, we are us. We have to accept all of us as step one, non-judgmental acceptance. The song is switching up again? Whoa.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm.
That's very poetic. The night eventually ends, the dawn comes, after the twilight comes the morning, the sun. The rain eventually dries, especially in the eye of the storm. What does that mean, being the eye of the storm? You're confronting. Only way is through. Only way is confronting what we do not confront. We cannot run away forever. Avoidance, escaping. I'm not saying that it's never good to escape. It's never good to distract. Of course not. But if you're doing for too long, it's unhealthy. It can be toxic. You're not addressing the root cause.
I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand. It's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet.
Suffering is part of life. Nobles are Buddhism's first noble truth, suffering. Falling down is okay. Staying down is okay too. It's okay to not be okay. It's fine not being fine. We need to normalize that a little bit more. But eventually, I hope we get back up because we are more resilient, much more resilient. We have much more power to change, get better than we often give ourselves credits to.
And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also.
I love the, again, change of composition and the setup and how Ren is now talking to us, directly to the audience. My will is eternal. I am who I am. Right? I like how he also started rapping for briefly, but I love this perspective change. Going from third person POV, Ren talking to Ren, to now first POV, talking to us directly, heart to heart. Just like how his music resonates and how his music is not popular by statistics and analytics and the radio blueprints, but it connects people directly. People are drawn to his music. That's what he's demonstrating right now. He is literally connecting through this 4D dimension wall break by talking to the audience directly. Very powerful.
Some people know me as hope.
Ooh,
Some
hope.
people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope.
Ooh.
You know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today.
Some people know me as hope. Remember he talked about I am the sin, the antichrist, all that, the greed, but now it's talking about hope. This is so interesting. It's like this dichotomy and this framework of as if there's like the good voice, our guardian angel, and the devil, right? The red devil and the guardian angel. And like I talked about with a lot of my clients with schizophrenia, some of them, it's not very common, but some of them also do hear good voices. Some of their voices they're very encouraging. They're very empowering. I think that's what it's demonstrating. Now it's some people know me as hope, even though earlier it talked about the antichrist, the temptation, the original sin, whatever it may be. So it's like this dichotomy. And I think it's solidifying and riding on this continuation of the theme, the central thesis of this song. Humans are complex. There are many sides of us. We are very multifaceted. All of us embody the good and the bad and the ugly. Just like we have greed, we have temptation, but we also have hope. So poetic.
I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake.
Ooh.
So coward the man I've become.
Oh.
When I sing from the top of my lungs.
Oh.
That I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire the meek to be strong.
Oh.
And when I am gonna
Inspire the meek to be strong. He changed tempo again. Now he's singing. Whoa, Ren, I'm overwhelmed by his talent, and I've never heard any songs. Not just the composition, not just the switch of tempo, not just the sprinkles of jazz elements and all these I talked about. I've never seen a song like this ever in my life. This is a category of one, a one of one.
rise in the music that I left behind.
Oh.
Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side.
Oh, another switch up. Oh. Oh. Man. Oh, that vocal. I just wanna candles. Wow. What's happening now? Oh, I thought he was gonna smash the guitar.
When I was 17 years old.
He's back to talking. I think this is so deep. Oh, I think there's like 14 layers of meaning. Oh, my head hurts. He put down the music, aka the acoustic guitar, which is what I said in the beginning. It symbolizes avenue of healing, avenue for connection, avenue for growth and transformation and renewal. Music is healing, full stop. Because he rolled in the wheelchair in the beginning as a patient in the hospital gown with this healing instruments. But now, to close out the song in the last 2 minutes or so, he took down guitar. What does that mean? Again, we are multifaceted. The illness does not define Ren. No diagnosis, no labeling define Ren, just like all of us. Neither does music. The good does not define our self-worth. The bad also does not define who we are, our self-esteem. It's the idea that we cannot put all of the meanings and all of the eggs into one basket. Who we are is not what we do. And I think that's what Ren demonstrating such a poignant and poetic way. That yes, music is healing. Music is a big and powerful identity of him, but he put down the guitar because he is so much more. We are larger than the sums of our parts, period. That's why I think he put down the guitar. And now he's going to talk to us. Wow.
I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas that I would defeat.
Now it's poetry.
And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences. With autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners.
Quick, we hear the word psychosis a lot, and people suffering from delusional disorder and schizophrenia or schizotype disorders like it talks about, they call that a psychotic episode of psychosis. Definition right here. Simply put, psychosis is simply when a person is having a break from their reality. We call that reality breaking. That's psychosis. And often we hear voices, we see things when in this delirium state as if it's like a dream. And many people cannot remember what they did during their psychosis or their psychotic episode because they're literally broken and taking a break from their reality. The reality broke for them and they're having a psychotic episode as a result.
And there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance.
Life is not always about winning. It's more about surviving, enduring to see the next day. But there are definitely victims. There are definitely losers. And this is a tricky statement, but all of us are victims to larger circumstances that we call life. Because we don't get to control life. We don't get to bend life to our wills because we are not gods. But we don't have to play victims. We don't have to succumb to the victim mindset. Again, all of us are victims to a larger circumstances that we call life, but we don't have to be the victim of our circumstances. We are so much more. We're capable of healing, seeking help, transformation, renewal, and redefining who we want to become. That's what Ren is saying.
Like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled.
He's once again talking about inner criticism and self-criticism. The more we beat ourselves down when we make a mistake, the more mistakes we make. The more cruel and harsh we treat ourselves, the more prone we are to guilt, shame, and repeating the same mistakes that prompted us to beating ourselves down in the first place. So the only way to respond is through grace, self-compassion, kindness, and gentle tenderness. I always tell my clients, life is beating us down plenty already. Life is hard enough already. So why beat ourselves up even more? Why berate ourselves when life is already doing that plenty? So let's be a little bit kinder, a little bit more gentle to and with ourselves.
I got older and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften. And that dance got easy. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget that we are human beings.
We are human beings. And what he said, this eternal dance. Once I learned to relax, once I learned to take myself a little bit easier, right? It's like one of my favorite themes from Free Run Beyond Journey's End, one of my all-time favorite anime series. It's not a spoiler, but it's the idea that Himmel the hero once said, life is serious, yes, but we don't always have to be serious about life because life is serious plenty. We don't always have to carry the serious, somber, sober attitude. We can confront and move through life despite and in spite of its seriousness. That's what Ren is saying. It reminds me of one of my favorite quotes. Life is not a journey. but a dance. If anything, when the dance comes to an end, when the song finishes, we get sad. Life is not a journey. Life is a dance, just like this eternal dance. Journey means you have to go, 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 next, finish the journey, get to the destination. The dance implies the ebbs and flow, the seasonality of life. Sometimes we try a little bit harder. Sometimes we try to be a little bit more relaxed. Sometimes we criticize ourselves for the sake of growth and getting better, which is great. But sometimes we have to be more gentle and tender. And in that sense, life will get easier, and this eternal dance separates humans despite our imperfections. That's what makes beautiful. That's what makes humanity and our humans so beautiful. It's our ability to redefine ourselves. It's our ability to get better, to evolve. Hi, Ren. That was incredible visual and musical powerhouse. Nothing else to be said. Shout out to everyone who recommended to check out this music video in the Discord channel. And do me a favor. Did you enjoy my insightful and detailed analysis? I provide this level of analysis to all my content that I react to, mostly anime, but I'm also not pivoting into the pop culture because I have a lot of interest. Why? Because humans are multifaceted. Make sure you're subscribed because you want to make sure my video shows up in your feed so you don't miss out on the next content I'm reacting to with this level of detailed analysis. And do me a favor, comment what's one thing you took away from my analysis, and do you have any other questions? I read all of my comments and I try to answer all of your questions. I'm happy to share more resources, answer more questions about the topics I shared. And until then, I appreciate you for tuning in. Until next time, peace.